Mental Health Day today, which is something I've been thinking about quite a lot as we move towards what's going to be, I think, quite a long and isolated winter. Those of us who've got creative hobbies, I think, are in a good position to support our mental health. A few hours, a few minutes, fitting in what we can creatively, switching off our brains whilst our hands are busy with some embroidery or some crochet or knitting, or busy at the sewing machine, or other sorts of hobbies, spoon carving or macrame, all sorts of things like that, I think are really good because you're focused on what you're doing. And I believe that can work in one of two ways. First off, if you're doing something that's quite simple, say you're crocheting a ripple blanket, so you're doing the same thing in little waves up and down, that's quite meditative. You can kind of get lost in the pattern, let your brain relax. Or this scarf that I'm wearing, so each row is the same, so you can just kind of go backwards and forwards. Or the other way of looking at it, I've got a friend who likes really complex patterns, so that all she can do is focus on that, and then that shuts out the other thoughts in our brains that perhaps are clamouring for our attention. And I think a bit at the moment, there's always that kind of low level anxiety about, everything that's going on in the world. And creating is even more important. I've been thinking of ways, what can we do over the winter? How can we connect in the way that we usually would in the studio? We get together and we talk about things, and that's really important as well. Really positive, kind of, chewing the fat over something that's annoyed us in the news, and which there's any number of things to pick at the moment. But we're not doing that as much because I can't have guests to the studio in groups. I'm just doing one-to-ones or little family groups at the moment, and goodness knows what Monday's going to bring as my area is going to be, I think, in the red zone. So I'm thinking of ways, how can we connect over Zoom? What sort of activities can we do so that we can support each other and be creating and chatting and looking after our mental health? So speak to you soon.